Yo, what's going on, guys? Sekapoko here, bringing you another 7 Deadly Sins Grand Cross video. For this, we're doing the State of Grand Cross podcast with the homies here. And we're going to start it up from here, which is spam, and then go over, and then I'll end at Lumei.
Oh, spam?
Yeah, spam.
Oh. Hey, what's up, guys? Seka, thanks once again for having me on the podcast. Spamandrice, Twitch, YouTube, and shout out to my boy Nog Senpai, who can't make it today. But we'll miss you, man. Alex, too. He slept in, it's his fault.
Yeah. Alex and Kabuki were supposed to be here, by the way. Seatin, go ahead.
Oh, I'm Seatin. I make some PvP videos and some okay videos for Grand Cross. And yeah, it's great to be on the podcast. Thank you very much for having me.
Cool. Good to have you, man. Darcian.
What's up? It's your boy. You already know, Fairy Gang in the building. What's up, y'all?
All right, Lumei, you're up.
Hi guys, Lumei here. Thank you so much, Sekapoko, for inviting me. I'm from Brazilian community of the 7 Deadly Sins. Yeah, I hope I can give my best concerns about the game here in his podcast.
Very cool. Thank you for coming, everybody. So today on the podcast, I kept it really short on the topics, and what we're going to be talking about first is the stuff that's happening on Global. So first off, on Global, we actually have a very, very early release of the Attack on Titan collaboration event. It's a very, very coveted event, and a lot of people are very excited about it. But unfortunately, it came really early, so many people were caught off guard. There was some problems with being able to pull in the banners, problems with everybody having, not enough gems after Red King and Rescue and all that crap. So the question I have to ask for you guys is, do you think the early release of the Attack on Titan collaboration event was healthy for the game? Lumei, would you translate for me real quick?
I mean, we were always thinking that Global was going to try to sync up with JP. And I feel like with the collab coming, like a week or two after, they're definitely rushing the game. We've already seen it, but now it's official, I feel like. I don't really think it was healthy for the game, simply because a lot of people had to skip or couldn't summon because of all the good banners beforehand. I feel like Netmarble is kind of just losing a lot of money as far as dropping the collab as a whole. So
I think for the characters themselves, it was a really good time to drop them into the global PvP meta, because they can be a lot more viable, a lot more interesting than they were on the Japanese version. But again, as Darkskin was saying, we have had a relentless pace on global in terms of the banners. And unless you're spending a fair bit, it's been incredibly difficult to keep up unless you have a horseshoe firmly inserted up to your rectum and get very, very lucky on every single banner, like a certain free-to-play rigged player that I'm... Over to you, Spam.
God, sorry, I'm sorry. There was just something in my throat there. And
man, it's what Cian says right. They're actually are viable right now, right? We see Mikasa, we see Levi, and they're dope on Global right now, right? It just kind of sucks because we're kind of forced to 4-6 them now, just because of Super Awakening in the future. We don't know if this banner is going to come back, and anyone that wants to play in the future has to go all out now in order to summon duplicates of them, But other than that, I did like their place in the meta. I'm seeing Levi's and Mikasa's in PvP, and I think that's really interesting. That's fun. It's fun. It's fun playing something else besides Pen and Mono Red. But if they want to continue with that, they're going to have to get dupes before the banner ends,
Yeah, I thought with the speed they should have given out a few more free summons on Global. I think that would have been a bit nicer, especially in comparison to the JP event. They did take away a lot of stone farming. The stone farming is still by far better than anything that we've had on Global so far.
I agree.
But if you're on JP, you just completely abuse the event.
I think
JP they abused it too much in the Japanese version.
Yeah, I agree with Lumei. The use on that event was massive, so people were really pushing for that. Oh, I lagged. Hold on.
Before Attack on Titan came from for Japanese version, I call it that they could bring to us in the global version because they announced the fourth season of the Attack on Titan, so I think they probably could bring to global version that Attack on Titan 2. They waited to end the Attack on Titan Japanese version, so they brought to us one week later. I don't know.
It was very short.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there wasn't much of a gap. It would have been much more, I think, impactful if they had just done it at the same time, if they were going to do them so close. And I think the units would have been even better if they were before some of the more recent units, like Red Escanor. Like, if Titan Aaron came out before Red Escanor, I think he'd be a lot more viable in the current meta, but he just gets clapped into the Shadow Realm so quickly with Escanor.
So, positive, actually, I just thought about this. So, if you wanted to build for the future, right, and you were thinking about building for Super Awakenings, building for all max min, you would have to get 4 out of 6 ulti. But if you just wanted to use them right now, Levi can be used at 1 out of 6 ulti. Mikasa can be used relatively well at 1 out of 6 ulti. Not perfect.
And she's very good, very good. 1-6.
And
Aaron's
you get
the only one.
Yeah, and you
that,
get SR Aaron for free, which is basically a Derriere, which is super interesting. So like it's both positive and negative. So because you don't have longevity on these units if you pull just for like 1 copy, but you can use them to full efficacy. So arguably it's better than it was on JP just for that reason.
Yeah, for
Oh,
sure.
definitely, yeah.
Yeah, they are
100%.
way better for global because
like,
the Super Awakening, we don't have Super Awakening yet.
So if we
Like,
don't,
I watch
ahead.
Seka's. I watch you play Mikasa on JP, right? And that's like a future meta.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of sucks that we can't like play your comps that we see you play on YouTube and stuff like that, because we have to like 4-6 her now just so we can use her in the future, right?
Got it. Yeah, that is true. It is true. But at least we can use them right now
Yeah,
for a
at least
long
they're
time.
good right now, yeah.
So it's kind of like a situation with like Milim and Rimuru, but units that actually have really good substats.
Yeah.
It'll be good for
I
a long
think the
time.
problem for collab units is the Super Awakening now.
Mm-hmm.
Because we need to get a lot of copies for everyone to play. So we can test before 4-6, I think.
Yeah, like Lumei was saying, like it's just now if a new unit comes out, as far as JP, there's so much investment to showcase it. Like I remember early on, like the early JP days, whenever it was like level 70, level 75 out, you could showcase a unit at 60 and you'd be fine. But now it's like if you showcase a unit at 60, he's just going to get 1 shot. So like you have to do all this investment, even if it's a bad unit, right? You have to give him the 80, super awaken him as much as possible.
Yeah.
If you don't have UR gear, you're still under leveled as far as, stats and everything. And so as far as global, I feel like it is a very good thing because 1-6, my Mikasa is 1-6. I have all of them 1-6. And I showcase them. I love Mikasa. Granted, once Super Awakening does come out, I mean, I'm just not going to be able to use her anymore. I told a lot of people to skip because these units, they're not bad. But as far as what's to come and getting dupes and all of those things, like these units are just not optimal as far as like a lot of other units.
Okay, so let's go ahead and move on. We're going to be talking about the AOT batch a little bit more, and we're going to be talking about the units. Now, there are a lot of good units out there. There's, of course, Mikasa that we talked about, Levi. There's SSR Aaron and SR Aaron. Out of the 4 AOT units, which is the best? Before we answer, Luma, would you translate? Go ahead.
Mikasa.
Mikasa, my waifu.
100%.
I feel like Levi at the start, but like Mikasa's scaling is super insane. Like I thought she was bad on JP at first, but granted, I didn't have UR gear. I only had her 1-6, and like she kind of died earlier on, right? She didn't have any super awakening, so I just didn't think she was that good. But then we got her on global. I tried her some more, and like even if she's by herself, like after her passes fully stacked, and like she pops ult, yeah, you're not killing her like at all.
Unkillable.
100%.
Yeah.
I think Mikasa's the best too, but how cool is it that they gave us like a viable 6-6 unit? I think that was really dope.
Aaron bangs as well, man. He's really, really solid.
I think Aaron's
I
the
don't
best.
really think she needs 6-6. I'm using her 4 of 6, and she's doing really, really well. I did all the equipments, OR gears for her, and tipo, she's amazing, man. Tipo, when she lasts the battle, when just have her, she destroys everyone. 1v9 easily.
So
Wait,
What
Seka, you chose Aaron over Mikasa?
I choose
you liked
SR Aaron or
Mikasa.
Mikasa because Mikasa is super easy to counter.
Uh,
If you didn't know, I don't know if you do know, Mikasa's
I'm using
passive.
her with Taunt DA, you know,
Mhm.
and tipo, she's amazing.
Mikasa's passive does not trigger if she's the one who's attacked.
Yep.
So if you focus her early, you win a lot of the time because a lot of comps
If
are
you
like,
have like
Lilia
a
and
green
Gilder.
Escanor down, like I'm running the green Escanor, Mikasa, and Lilia team. Their green Escanor is such a huge threat, and if everybody's focusing on trying to get Mikasa down, then green Escanor just stomps the entire team.
Nice.
So that comp like works insanely well in top 100, man.
So you're
Like,
using
we
Green
did a
Escanor
lot
and
of,
Mikasa and who? Lilia?
And Lilia, yes.
Okay. And then Red
The
King. you're using?
problem of Mikasa, if they know about her, they will focus, and she's dead. She can't handle Green Escanor.
Hey,
Two X's and she's down.
Seatin, what's your ulti level on your Mikasa right now?
Oh, dude, 6-6, of course.
Okay, I'm just making sure. All right.
I don't know why he asks. I don't know.
Well, I just want to know. Okay, so the thing is, like, many players will not be able to do that, of course. So, do you think, because that's what you believe to be the best of the batch, do you think it's the best of the batch for everyone?
Yeah, like even with a lower ulti, she just claps, man. Like some of the comebacks that I've had with her, I've just been playing her even for fun in like normal PvP. Very close to 100% win ratio with Green Escanor alongside. But yeah, it's just kind of puts the opponent in a lose-lose scenario. I did a few friendlies with Spam as well. But I don't know, I think she has a lot of interesting longevity. I'm very interested to play her a bit more hardcore when like Goddess Liz comes out as well. Just due to the fact that Goddess Liz, really allows you to stall and kind of build up that passive a fair bit. So yeah, I'm interested to see what future teams. But yeah, I do really, really like her, man.
Yeah. I think for at 1/6, she does fall short, in my opinion, because of the ulti damage, if you ever see it, I feel like it's really weak. Whenever I've seen somebody use a Gallon ulti in PvP, and I kind of compare the stat values there, you really don't see a one-shot. You see like maybe 50 to 75% of their HP go down, especially with type disadvantage, it goes down even further. So I don't know, I think that Aaron might be a little bit better, because I've seen some, like, are you trying the ulti right Aaron strategy yet?
I did actually. I watched your tier list, and
Yeah.
I lost like 3 games in a row using it, just because like you need to rush the ulti, but then you also need to like use the evasion card as well.
Right.
So unless you like instantly draw into it, you can't do both at the first turn, and then by that time you're just dead.
Really?
So that was my experience using it a bit earlier. Because I was like, what's this like? I looked at your tier list. I was like, SR Aaron over Mikasa. What's this lad on about?
I
But yeah,
just want to know.
I couldn't see it personally. But I have had like a lot of success using him alongside like Dean Meliodas and Lilia.
Wow. Okay. I didn't know you had that experience. Interesting. Because when I had the experience when playing Aaron, I won 5 out of 5 games, and I just like bop, 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 bop every single time, and you would always one shot whoever's on the field. So it's like it's a totally different experience then. Interesting. Spam. What do you think? Free to play player.
You already know, dude. SR Aaron is really, really good. But I think it depends on the team comp, because like Seatin's team comp, I have a really strong Escanor, almost 15k attack, 6/6 Merlin link, right?
Yeah.
And I would try focusing Mikasa, then his Escanor would just clap me, and I'm just like, what do I do? But yeah, SR Aaron is definitely 100% like the better option if they're both like, because most people don't even have like a Mikasa, and when they do get a Mikasa, like 2/6 maximum for a budget player at the moment.
Yeah.
Right. So like
I can agree with. I can definitely agree with the sentiment. If somebody's a bit more budget, like I think Aaron probably brings a bit more to the table with the ultimate. Because Mikasa, I think she does require a solid amount of investment to work to her maximum potential. She's still good with like 1 out of 6, and I've heard a lot of success. But still, like if you do want to get really sweaty amongst the top level players, it's everybody's got like full everything. It's the way it's goddamn well Fiesta.
Yeah.
I also feel like, with Aaron's ult doing 945, like 945%, and he has more access to outfits as well.
This is true.
True.
Yeah.
True.
Because if you pull SSR Aaron, that's what 4 outfits already. Then you can get the free one with the pass. If you're like a budget player, it's $8. So I feel like he just has more access. Whereas you got to buy Mikasa's outfits.
No, it's a really good point, man. Really good point.
I would have to say overall. So, to your point on the tier list, I put a disclaimer in the start of it. It said, "Hey, this is not for whales." This is 100% not for any Omega whales. No one who is 660 units. This is for budget players and free to play only.
And I still think Mikasa's really good at 1 or 2 though.
Yeah,
Like,
one or two I think is good. So I think I'm on the fence, and I think that they're about the same power level. I would give you that. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll take that. I think that's fair.
Okay.
Again, I'm not saying I really like SR, and I think both units are really good.
Don't worry, I'll fix it on the tier list for you. Don't worry. I know about it. Fix it. All right. So, will they be relevant in PvP for a decent amount of time? Do you think that every single one of these units are going to be really good for a long period of time with the characters that could potentially coming out? I'm not going to talk about who till next question, but do you think they're going to be relevant in PvP for at least 1 to 2 months? Yes or no?
I think that they will do their job right now. There's a lot of characters to release. There's a lot of compositions to come. So for now, I think they are great. But like the game is rushing right now, so we don't know. We can expect a lot of characters coming in the next month, maybe in the next week. So Netmarble can bring in anything to us. Lost Vein can show up in the next week. So what we can do?
We'll go over future banners. We'll go over future banners. Don't worry.
I think that Mikasa has longevity just off of how she works because of like her scaling. Because her scaling is based off of her stats. So later on, once we get Super Awakening, she's just going to be that much more better. SR Aaron's just going to be really good as well because he's already 6'6", easily accessible cosmetics, and his boosting ability. But as far as Levi, man, I know y'all didn't talk about it, but triple crit damage Levi, especially with UR gear, is a problem. And he has one of the best teams because Mono Red is just amazing.
Yeah, I don't think that's a problem.
Nah, man, Levi.
The reason I don't think it's a problem is I play Zeldra's teams, and
I agree with Mono Red, but with the rules for the elite PvP, I think it will be. I don't think Mono Red will reign in the elite PvP with the rules.
I agree.
50% damage is incredible.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
would you ever use Levi over Red Escanor though?
No.
Would you? I don't think so.
No.
Yeah.
Never. So that's why he doesn't have. That's why it doesn't.
Red Escanor is definitely better.
So I said I wasn't going to talk too much about it. I was going to talk about 3v3, but I put up to 108 ranking in the 3v3 mode, and one of my teams had Mikasa in it. Just saying. So relevant.
Well, that'd be good for bots. Yeah, I like that.
These are just the facts. Bro.
Just facts. Yeah, I mean, I did it.
See, and you said Mikasa might be good in final bosses too, right?
I don't know how she works in certain PvE stuff. I'm curious to see how that passive stacks up. I know Seka said, I think it's on the tier list that you've tested her a fair bit in PvE, and she worked all right for final boss Barn, right?
Okay, so this was a big gripe I had with the game. So there were 2 units in the entire game that were blue that could do a 400,000 damage single target hits without a buff. And the 2 characters were Mikasa and the blue Bulenti. Those are the only 2 characters. No one else could do it. The only other way you could do it is with a buff, and then if you use a buff, you lose the points on the other point brackets. And every single top player was using SR Arthur, Blue Lilia, Valenti, and then the backline unit was Jericho for more damage with attack food. So she worked, but I only was able to get like 3,000 points, and I was able to get 3,000 points on auto with a Valenti team. So,
fair enough.
As far as relevance, I'm going to say not really, because her area effect card doesn't really do a ton of damage unless there's a lot of enemies on the field. So maybe for like Final Boss Twego or something like that, that would be fun. The bleed card is a problem because there are too many enemies in the game that either remove debuffs entirely on their first turn or are immune to debuffs in the first place. And that probably needs to get reworked as far as Netmarble's like PvE fight design.
I have a question for you guys. You guys think that the AOT collab units are must-have units for right now, or we can skip no problem?
I
You
feel
can not summon and be fine.
Yeah.
Like depending on the rest of your roster and what it's looking like. But there are still insane compositions that don't involve any AOT units. I wouldn't say they're must summon.
Definitely not.
I wouldn't say they're bad either. Like if you are a fan of the anime and you want exclusive units, they're not terrible units to get. But it's not like
way
you
better
need
than slime. Way better than slime.
So
way better than slime.
I think the easiest way
Way better than slime.
easiest way to put it is like every single unit coming forward besides like Dairy is a PvP unit, and you don't have to pull for any of the other units in the game from this point forward if you don't care about PvP, except for maybe Goddess Liz for the tower, but you may not need Goddess Liz for the tower.
But you probably want her anyways. So.
Yeah. So
Yeah, definitely.
yeah. Full counter.
Full count. Full count.
Yeah, hey, day one unit, by the way.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. All right, so next we're going to be going on to the most interesting section of the podcast, in my opinion. What are going to be the new banners? What's coming out next? Oh my God, global hype! Because with the new PvP rule system, the new rules being coming out, there's a lot of talk about different units, and we've all put out YouTube videos. I think. I didn't check Darkseid, but I'm pretty sure you did. About.
I stopped uploading about 2 weeks ago.
Did you? No, I'm just kidding.
No.
I'm like, I commented on your video today, man.
Yeah. So the first question is going to be, who are you most excited for on Global?
I think I'll take the stage here. Okay. I've been waiting for Gloxinia. Right, red Gloxinia, but green Gloxinia for a while now. I need to complete the fairy team. That's what I'm most excited for. 100%.
Respect.
All right, who's up? Seatin?
Either in the near future, it's like either Esterosa or Derriere. Like those two are just crazy. But a bit more in the future, like Easton is she truly lives up to the hype. Meta changing character moving forward, and she's just so much fun to play with. All sorts of crazy combos that you can build around her. So yeah, those are my picks.
I'm a fag of Seven Disasters, so I'm waiting for Easting Mono. I really want to make Mono.
Sorry,
make her grateful. I don't know. Like to lose her. Roxy, Chin. I really want to make them useful in Global before Super Awakening. I really want that they bring them before Super Awakening.
Spam?
Just AFK until you know who. We'll talk about it later.
Free to play. Talking.
I am probably most excited for Red Galaxinia, not the blue one, the green one. So the reason I'm excited for Red Galaxinia, so I'm gonna be on the Darkseid team here, is because this is the unit I never got to play, and it's really fun. The ability to lock out LV Melees and utilizing that with, say, the green Easton, that would be really fun. I want to see green Easton and red Gloxinia together clapping out with a Death Pierce. That would be very fun. I'm trying to build a team right now in JP, and still lacking on the dupes, but it looks like a lot of fun. But
red Gloxinia is just like I saw what he did, and I was just like, this is it. Because on JP, when green Gloxinia came out, he was very, very underwhelming. He was just average. And it's all right, well, Ivy Lane, who's also average, but I put her in the 4th slot. So if I get a really good frontline Gloxinia, I'm set. And he came out and he's practically, his passive is made for ult rush, which I'm running King and Hellbrim, so that's what I'm going to do anyways. He's so good, man.
See, I don't even care about his passive. What I really care about for his kit is the friggin' crit chance. He has 50% fucking crit chance.
Yeah.
And that's nuts. He has really high crit damage, high crit chance, and because he crits a lot, there's a character that comes out that if you crit him, he gets ranked 2 cards, and then another character that you can use to lock out healing. God, what would that be? So that sounds like a lot of fun. I'm really excited for that. I hope we get to try it, and it does. And Global does some fun things with it.
Chat's gonna get mad if you don't mention Derriere, you know.
Yeah, she'll be
Derriere.
alright.
I put her in the list. Okay, so
I don't really like Derriere. I don't like her kit for PvP.
I don't. Agree.
Most useful for PvE, I think. Killing bosses and.
So, Seatin, you brought up a good point earlier.
PvP player than PvE.
Derriere has clapped me in PvP so many times. Do not sleep.
So
she comes out of the 4th slot in 1v3s, man.
Oh my god.
I never had that problem.
Oh my goodness.
So Seatin brought up a really good point about SR Aaron, and that same problem is on Derriere. So like the issue of not being able to do enough damage or like rush your ulti fast enough or get everything ready fast enough is a big issue with Derry. And the same issue is on SR Aaron. So they both have that same power dynamic. Derry arguably does more damage on her attacks, but Aaron does more initial damage.
Yeah.
So
Definitely fair play.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Poor Mono, only 3.1.
It's mono, bro. She's
I
trash.
know. I know.
And everybody's voting for Roxy now because they saw what I did today. That was funny.
Question off the chat.
The next question we're going to ask about banners that are coming up. We're all excited about different units and we're all excited about different teams. Are there any characters that will be coming out really soon or in the far future that are going to be very unhealthy to the gameplay style of how you want to do PvP? Is there any character that you're really not looking forward to come to the game? Discuss based on that idea. This one's kind of complicated. Would you mind translating this one?
Lost Vein melee.
Yeah, it's one of those.
Everyone wants to say it.
Man. But yeah, Lost Vein melee's a problem as well. But Goddess Liz just takes away all of your ways to deal with Lost Vein Meliodas by having that stupidly overpowered shield, that stupidly overpowered ultimate, and that stupidly overpowered unique ability. Just like there are ways to clap Lost Vein melee, but if you've got Goddess Liz to get Easton, like slowing him down, it's a difficult time.
Are they at least fun to play, like Liz and Melly?
Liz,
Yes,
So the first day of playing them, you're going to be like, whoa, these are the best characters. And then, like, when it comes to, like, the next 2 months of playing them, you're going to be like, oh, I wish I could play a different team, man. I wish something else worked. So they got great novelty for, like, a week or so. You're like, I kind of want to try something a little bit different now. Then both characters are like, no. But then Easton comes along. She's like, try whatever you want. I'm Easton. Just put me alongside Gotha, and, we can truck whoever. Go clap Lost Vein melee and Goddess Liz any way we want.
I think the issue with LV Melee in general is that he is an ulti rush character, and it's a meta we've done since launch, so it becomes less exciting.
Nah, it's exciting for me.
I'm scared with Green Star Rosa. I think it would be the problem for me because I'm using a mono blue right now with Mikasa, Blue, Demon Melee, and Lilian. So I think Star Rosa would be my problem. I'm really scared about him getting right now. So like full counter. I'm dead.
I don't like Lost Vein Meliodas in the game at all because once he came to the game, it was all LV Melee, and if you didn't have him, it was really not fun. I remember I actually played for like 2.5 months without him, and it was toxic to play.
I watched. It was rough, man.
Yeah, like the amount of alt rush teams with LV Melee, it was awful.
My biggest fear for sure is Easton, because I've ran alt rush since day one on JP, Fairy Gang. So like it went from Giant Diane to Hellbrum to Estarossa to Lost Vein. Like I've just ran alt rush since day one, and it's still exciting for me. King's my favorite unit in the game, so Green Easton is definitely going to shut that down. I'm not really excited. Hopefully, my UR Gear Hellbrum can one-shot her. So
my experience, the top 100 with Easton is that she suffers from a major issue, which is combat class. So you're not going to actually find that in like if you're pushing top competitive. If you're coin farming it, it's like 50-50. Whoever wins on CC.
Is she like Lilia level of CC?
Yeah, comparable. Mine with nearly all max cosmetics has about 13,300 attack. 14% rolls or so, 130 HP and like 9k defense with no UR defense. So probably about 10k defense. All said and done. So that's about 50k CC. I'd say she's a little bit weaker than Goddess Liz and LV Melly in terms of overall combat class. And then as far as like attack value goes, she doesn't need high attack value because the weakness buff makes her stupid strong. And that make the other unit I want to try if they come up with a weakness buff early would be what's his name, Green Monspeed. Like he would be fire.
Does she actually counter LV? Because I feel like LV has higher CC. LV comps have higher CC. They go first.
Yeah.
And don't they just win?
So you can combat that. So the two characters on an LV team that you see all the time are LV Melly, Goddess Liz, and then the other two units are usually Merlin and is the backline unit. The middle unit is either King or Gother. A lot of people max out the Super Awakening on the end characters like LV Melly, and they'll go for like a Super Awakening on King because it's easy. Everyone has 6/6. Same with Merlin. But then Goddess Liz, not everybody has 6/6, so it's like hit and miss. The CC value jumps dramatically. But if you're fighting a guy with full health and defense team, I did that today. Dude had 251,000 CC, and I was like 230 with my pitiful all attack sets, and going, I will bury you. So you go second a lot against that. But the thing with Challenger and JP, it's a lot of bots. So competitively, it's not as good for Easton. But like for farming and just pushing up every week, yeah, it's good.
I've heard, what was it? Alongside Easton and Gotha, a lot of people are running Lilia still on JP. Because she can, I think
Zeldris.
if you build her an attack set, even if you go second, I think you can break the shield and still ult train. I think. Am I right in no?
Gother, Easton, and Lilia is the meta. It's the newest one. So it's about 20% of comps I see like that. Like it's still the major meta, of course, is the LV team, which is like 40 to 60% of comps. And like 20% of the comps of that Easton Lilia comp, the thing that it provides is extra pierce damage and healing. And healing is a big problem for Easton. So a lot of people refer to her as a Lost Vein Meliodas counter, in which she's actually not. She's just actually an ulti rush stopper, and LV Melly actually can decimate an Easton very quickly with one card if he gets lucky crits.
Yeah.
So it's
the problem against LV Meliodas is the crits. So if you crit him, you're dead. There's no way.
So you have to be. The thing that's really good and bad is the Liz Shield, because it can help you if you know how to play against the Liz Shield once it comes. It's really fun to counterplay the enemy by getting attack seals appropriately and crits appropriately on the Lost Vein Meliodas. So you can like lock out cards. I had a match today where I literally stalled out so long that the guy had 6 LV Melly cards, but he was attack sealed and he can't cleanse.
Attack seal is MVP. It's so good.
Yeah. It's pretty funny. Okay, so what is your least excited unit? What are you least excited for?
Me, I think it's Gloxinia. I don't really want Gloxinia in this game. Gloxinia for me is don't work for me. I don't think Gloxinia. I got all his versions, in no version worked so well. So the broom from the sky just for crits for LV Melly kill my whole team. So I don't really like him so much. So they can skip him, no problem.
What else? You're happy with everyone?
Yeah, I was looking at a list. I couldn't think of anybody that I'm like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna completely ignore that unit. I don't know. Everybody's got like something, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
There's no unit that I'm like, oh, I like Blue Barn, really? Blue Nunchuck Barn?
Hey, I made that character work.
Everyone works for Seatin, so
no, Seatin, I'm telling you that I made that character work, but the fact you couldn't pull it, I'm really sad for you. I'm sorry.
Seatin make everyone work.
Yeah, I think everybody's pretty like usable type. Like, I don't think there's anyone that's just like horrible.
Red Fat King.
Yeah.
God, you guys should watch the chat. You know,
Okay, well, I
Even like the majority of the player base isn't too excited for anything because they don't have like the luxury to pull for most of them, right? So majority of the player base is just saving and hoarding gems for like the next broken unit, you know?
yeah. Do you guys think that there's anybody that you should that free to play players should save for?
mean, Lost Vein, Blue Liz.
You can talk about it, Spam.
Easton.
You can talk about it, Spam. It's fine.
Yeah, a popular debate that me and Sek have been having is like, who do you save for between like all three of them, right? And to be honest, there's no wrong answer. Yeah, but the thing is, like, we won't have the luxury to pull on all of them simply because they're expensive banners. Holy,
Yeah,
like a
Lost to Vein Melee is so
0.25%
much
chance.
expensive.
I feel like free-to-play players should definitely skip Esterosa. Like, I know that's a lot of people's favorite character, and they like him, but, like, he's a coin shop unit, and, like, he's basically guaranteed.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, you'd be better off going after, you know, Derriere, debatably, but, you know, saving for those later units are definitely, like, the better option. And, like, Esterosa, his like, he's literally ult rush, really. And his meta isn't, like, something that lasts too long, or is that not very good. You can definitely play around it.
Full counter.
What do you think, Seka? Who would you save for? Because you're still like a budget player on Global.
I'd go for one LV copy, just one, and then save after I buy the cosmetics. Then I'd go for Goddess Liz, and then save again, and then go for Easton. Because if you go for one rotation on each, you're fine. And then with Easton, you don't actually have to go in super hard on her banner because she's good at 1-6, which is really weird. I used her at 3-6, and I had like a 90% win ratio. It was crazy, like the first week. And like, if you don't know this about Super Awakenings, all the attack stats are on the fourth one. So the fourth level. So like the second level also has some, but it's only like 100 attack or something like that. It's really low, so you really don't get too much out of it. The third and the first one are all HP, so it's like whatever. So you basically can clap out at Easton with 1-6. It's kind of like the way that Lilia was, where you were able to take a 1-6 Lilia on JP and just like be fine with whatever ulti level in Demon Melee. The same with a lot of free-to-play players can do that now with their blue Lilia. They'll of course lose on CC a lot of the time because other people have more ultimate levels, but you can still do it. And with Goddess Liz and the LV Melee, they're such strong units that you can, if you just save for those two banners, you're fine.
It's just rough because that's like 1,800 between Liz and Melly, and another 484 for Easton, and that's like over 2,000 diamonds, right?
Well,
With the pace that's going, I don't know.
So how many diamonds did you guys save up for Escanor?
Didn't Escanor drop as a prize, like the first green one? So most of us.
It's only a month and a half in, right?
Surprise, bro.
early,
I
right?
saw Escanor has come in videos on YouTube for 3 months before that.
I've never seen a Seatin video that said Escanor's coming and then linked to it constantly with the exclamation point Seatin command.
Oh, that was a fun time, man. I swear I just had like 2 weeks. Every day I opened up YouTube, it's like, coming to Global, Escanor. Just
Escanor.
3 videos.
Escanor.
It's brilliant.
That was a pretty funny video, man.
I got Shaft on Red Escanor. Was 400, 500, I don't know. I lost everything on Red Escanor. So sad right now. I'm waiting here now on Coin Shop, so I'm still waiting.
I have a question. What's your budget on Global? I actually don't know if you're like a free to play or or anything like that.
Well, I'm not free to play. I usually buy the monthly cards and the weekly
budget.
cards. So I'm budget. I just bought these things. In the Attack on Titan, I bought the guaranteed ticket, and I lost 700 on Mikasa, something like that. So I'm trying my best to get everything for the entertainment. I just spend for the entertainment, just for my live stream. So if I need to spend, I spend. But I don't compete competitively in the challenge PvP.
It kind of feels illegal, like how lucky I get.
Dude, no, I can't. We can't even.
On Red Escanor's banner, I pulled both.
Don't say it.
In one multi.
One multi.
How do
Oh
you-
my
how do
god.
you beat somebody on Discord, cool.
And, listen, man. Look. And then on the AOT banner, I got all 3 and like 400 gems.
Yeah.
So it's like I've been super lucky, but it's just like I don't go for dupes, so I feel like that is definitely
Yeah.
a plus side.
I typically
Because
don't
once-
either.
You said what?
I don't either, actually. I just realized that. Like, on every global banner, I haven't gone for dupes except for Valenti and Lilia because I knew it was guaranteed.
Yeah,
every other one
I got her 6/6 and 3 rotations.
Yeah.
So-
Just feels it.
Yeah.
All right. So the next topic we're going to be going over is best teams for PvP. So, I mean, there is a guy here that talks a lot about PvP. I don't know who that would be, but at least 50% of the teams that you're going to fight in PvP are going to be Pierce based, or you're going to have Blue Lilia on the team, probably a Blue Demon Meliodas or an Escanor or something like that. And there's going to be a lot of people that you're going to fight there. So what would you recommend to players to invest into in the coming months to combat the amount of Pierce compositions? It's really funny as I watch Seatin just like perusing the GC database the whole time.
Is that what he's doing?
You can tell he's like focused.
I'm ready. Yeah, he's like, I'm ready.
All right, go ahead.
GC database is amazing, man.
Best team Seatin. Go ahead.
I was just going to say to counter Pierce, you just need, Escanor, Blue D Meliodas, Lilia, King on the back. Easy.
Oh,
No problem.
okay.
So
We
Pierce to
finished it.
counter Pierce.
Yeah, use
The
Pierce
problem
to
is-
counter Pierce. That's what I read.
Okay.
The problem is like everyone kind of needs like Red King or Valenti right now, right? And most people didn't really care for Valenti, and so like Red King's actually hard to get because he was on a bad banner, so most people skipped.
Yeah, Red
And then-
King is.
Yeah, that's the only counter right now. Everyone needs Red King in the back line.
Except, the heroes of the game that somehow have pulled on the Valenti banner and are using Valenti still in PvP. KW.
I want to say that I have the best PvP team in the game. Gother, Valenti, King, Merlin. I play geared and I am borderline undefeated every week, and I have been since Valenti has dropped. So
Wow.
I'm just saying, the team works for sure.
Are you still playing with King Gother?
Yeah, King Gother, Valenti, Merlin.
Oh, never saw King Gother anymore.
No one ever uses that team. By the way, I'm the only person.
Yeah.
But it's like
Well,
my Valenti has max res rolls on both of her gears. So
I'm using Mikasa on 1v9.
Cause someone if you know. I didn't put that in the list, sorry.
I mean, like pin team is a given, like beating them with Valenti. But like even mono red, like they're forced to go after Valenti, so to speak. So you just ult rush with Gother King, and even with level 3 buff, you 2-tap. So like you kind of just win versus either comp.
So Valenti is a bait.
Yeah, she just baits because Escanor's not killing her unless he has like level 3 buff, level 3. And like most people feel like they can one-shot her with like level 1 card, level 3 buff, or level 1 buff, level 3 card. You can't. So
I love sticking with the original Valenti team with the Merlin, Gother in the front and Valenti, and then the backline Guild Thunder. Still works. It's really surprising. I was like, oh, okay, everybody's running Pierce. GG. And then when you fight them on a red, you're like,
what's that, Dark?
you want to look at the Valenti gear?
Oh, yeah, I saw.
I can't look at it right now. Wait, I
Pretty
can't.
nice.
Oh my god.
Times, man. Oh my goodness.
It's my pride.
I'm down to test that theory sometime. That's the best PvP team.
I will
Yeah, for
show
sure.
on my webcam. Wait.
Are you kidding me, my guy?
Big claims.
Look at this. Look at this.
Look that gear, man.
Oh,
Look.
it's been like that. It's been like that since like
Look this gear.
Hey, you're missing a few pieces of
resistance
defense,
gear?
man. Like you got
Yeah,
four
resistance.
Man, those-
defense. You got to max out.
I don't know. She has a triple
can fuck.
defense set on as well, so she's pretty tanky. She has
You
like
have a
12K
triple
Oh, oh
defense
boy.
set with full resistance rolls at
Yeah,
max?
she has like 12K defense.
No wonder why it's the best team.
Hey man, you know.
Nah, but like I feel like just overall you see mono red or pen and they're both like equally good. Whoever goes first usually has the advantage, you know. and I put those two on a tier 1 on their own, and then everything else is like can easily be tier 1 because they counter those two, right? And that's what makes them really good, like your Valenti comps and whatnot.
I wonder if you can win on Valenti with auto versus Pierce.
Just
Rosen
thinking
actually
can win
is
with
annoying.
auto.
Imagine if you actually could win on auto with Valenti versus Pierce.
I mean, the enemy team just does no damage, and since it's auto, they're not like they're gonna target other people. They won't kill her. So
It'll definitely work versus bots,
Should
but
your friend code in chat, Dark Skin. Let's sort this one of you on at some point.
yeah, for sure.
Chat
I would like
is
to see
all up
that.
on the Seatin track. Oh, Pierce counters Pierce. You should run Pierce to counter Pierce. Pierce is the best to counter Pierce.
Pierce to be the Pierce. It couldn't be easier.
Exactly. Like everybody in the game and thinks that. So that's why everyone runs Pierce.
Everybody hella smart, man.
They must be smart, yeah.
After the 7 Sins banner, since people got dupes on Blue Melly and Green Escanor, I've actually seen more pen than Mono Red this week. So it's like even a bigger percentage now.
It's great. I'm having such a good time in PvP.
I just love flipping heads or tails. I play pen. I just flip heads or tails when I go into a PvP match, and that decides who wins.
Yeah.
Escanor's also not in the coin shop yet, so like
Probably
so
next
many
week.
Tuesday. You're right.
Yeah, it'll probably be Tuesday, right? Yeah.
Next week, right?
I would guess. Is that your guys' guess too? Or
It's
you
been
have-
2 weeks.
yeah, no, he should be coming this next week.
It's 2
Yeah,
weeks before after the banner.
Okay.
So
So the next question, this is okay. Spam and I have a debate on this question on this team. Okay, so currently in this current meta for PvP, with the Pierce and all the craziness, is Kingbram a free-to-play friendly team currently?
DS can't answer.
DS can
I'm
answer.
kidding.
He can answer. Okay.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Is-
Go ahead, DS. Go first.
Is Kingbram right now a free-to-play friendly
Kingbram.
team? Yes or no? Against now, because we're in a massive Pierce comp. You think that because you may need a lot of ulti levels, you may not need a lot of ulti levels. Do you think it's a free-to-play friendly team or not a free-to-play friendly team?
Depends on like which tier you're playing at and like against what.
Well-
If you're like climbing with people that don't have heavily invested ults, then yeah, it's free to play friendly. But if you're going against the big boys who have everything maxed out and you don't,
Define your big boys.
struggle because, like, let's say Champion 1, because Kingbram, your kind of win condition at the moment is like chuck on CC food, go first and take control of the match because you don't have Red King.
Really?
So if
Yeah.
you've got a blue Dean Meliodas, he's clapping you into the Shadow Realm. It's
Mhm.
getting a bit mad with those cards.
So like here's the thing about Kingbram. I feel like what would you say? Everyone needs at least like a 4-6 or 3-6 ultimate, right? But majority of the player base only buys the units on sale. So that's already, if you want a level 3 ultimate, that's already 7 weeks that you have to wait, or 14 weeks you have to wait. So that's literally 3.5 months before you get a 3-6 ultimate.
We're already
on
there
like your
though.
King, Gopher, etc.
We didn't talk about new players. We're talking about free-to-play players, not new players. Free-to-play players. Like
Oh yeah, free to play. It's like for me, I'm like 3-6 across the board. I still think that's kind of underwhelming, right?
Mhm.
And then the thing is, Kingbram used to be able to use CC food and then just like go first and have a chance to win. But I was hard stuck champ 1 this week with 19 matches, and everyone used CC food. Like everyone's just using CC food now. So obviously the pen teams and mono red teams get to go first, which gives the advantage, you know. So I'm not a big fan of Kingbram, but I do think it's a very, very good comp to put your resources into because 3 of those units just scale forever, right?
So, DS, what do you think? Do you think Kingbram is a free-to-play friendly team right now?
Well, earlier on, a lot of people were asking about should they invest in the King or Hellbrim, and I told people that like if you're going to invest in the Hellbrim like dupes and stuff, like you are going to have to like invest into him because he naturally has like low combat class to make up for like the hidden CC in game.
Mhm.
But he's on every single banner. He's literally on every single banner. So if you have duped him, you should have him. You know, well, if you were lucky, obviously, you'd have him around 6-6. He doesn't get any extra cosmetics. So if you got his cosmetics, you have everything. And he did recently get UR gear. So if that is your main team, I definitely think Kingbram is free to play simply because 3 of the units are units that you are going to max anyways. You should max King, Gother, Merlin first. And if you were using Helbram, like he's on every single banner. He doesn't have extra cosmetics outside of the base ones. And like his support is Gustav, who is, an SR. Easy to max. I feel like he's definitely low budget for a lot of free-to-play players. You don't have to put like a lot into them to make that team work for sure.
Counterpoint to that is Matrona Deanne is definitely not a free-to-play support. That is that is monsters.
That's a whole different situation.
Yeah.
Because I've only gotten like 1. I'm level 2 ultimate or 3. If I didn't sell my things.
I've 6 all of them. What do you guys add?
Yeah, but like as a free-to-play player, like you can't expect to be like the very top tier,
Oh yeah, for sure.
That just goes.
You have the mentality to not compete with everyone. You will lose a lot being a free-to-play player.
Okay.
I like pen comp for free to plays just because I have a 1/6 Escanor, 2/6 Blue Demon Melee, 1/6 King, and I'm still like challenger every week, right? And I just feel like King never mind. You guys heard what I said about Kingbram. I do agree. It's just it depends on circumstances. Like for me, my King's ult doesn't hit that hard just because I don't have a good Diane. And Hellbrom, I pulled on almost like all the good banners, and I only have 1 Hellbrom ever. So it just comes down to luck at the end of the day.
I think as far as usage, I think Pin Team is better just because of how it works. You kind of don't need dupes. If you build up your gear on Meliodas really, really high, like everybody else's gear doesn't have to be super amazing, but like if Meliodas one-shots, it doesn't matter. But if we're talking about like the free-to-play aspect, getting Merlin, Gother, King, and Hellbrom is like way easier than getting Blue D Melee, Lilia, Green Escanor, or whoever you use, and Red King. Like all 4 units on the Pin Team are not very accessible. Whereas on Kingbram, 3 units are coin shop for 5, and Hellbram's on every banner. So like as far as accessibility, like the free-to-play aspect, Kingbram's way better.
Oh yeah,
but I feel like Pin Team definitely has better success as far as winning.
Like Kingbram right now, I think they have the best moment to play because Lilia is the worst to counter Petrify because she needs level 2 in her skill to cleanse. But I think Green Escanor is the worst problem of every Kingbram because he's amazing. He one shot King and the formation is dead.
I just feel like everyone has a Green Escanor now, to be honest.
And everyone has a Green Escanor 1/6 and destroys everyone.
Do you know what I was thinking about the other day? I think the worst thing for geared global PvP is the fact that UR gear for Escanor came so early on that like everybody's got UR Escanor.
Yes.
And everybody's using him because the stats are crazy.
Like
JP.
He was the last UR unit, right? So for JP,
he was the last one.
And the thing that I think that they shouldn't have done is put out like on JP was put out Blue King UR gear, and that was like the most annoying thing for a very long time. And now the kind of counter positioning of that is Escanor having UR gear, so now King can't be relevant even with UR gear on Kingbram.
Well, most
Where is the wear gear for Meliodas?
Yeah, I don't know why they
Where's
delayed that.
UR gear?
It's probably coming on LV Melee to be.
They're saving for LV Melee.
Yeah, they're probably saving for that, so that everyone has an attack defense set versus a pierce set for probably then, so they don't like screw themselves over. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, so speaking of LV, next question. It's gonna be we're already an hour in. By the way, good thing I made this shorter. Cap. What Las Vein Meliodas team do you believe will be your go-to team? Discuss.
So we were talking about like initially when he comes out, right?
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
Oh,
just
he comes out. Normal ult rush.
Okay.
For sure.
Yeah. LV, Blue King, Gother, Merlin the back.
Yes, sir.
I think. Oh, sorry, go on.
No.
I wasn't talking.
I was just gonna say I've been thinking about weird ult rush teams. I want to try like some weird stuff for like Melascula and maybe also like Green Taunt Diane as well, because it's always just like insta game wins. So you just need to get that off. So if you can somehow block it out, but maybe need somebody to attack disable as well. Seka, just throwing this question back to you. What were some of the most dominant teams around the release of Lost Vein Meliodas on JP?
The most dominant team? It was Red Gothorg, Blue Merlin, Blue King, and Green Merlin. It's Ulti Rush. Everyone ran it. The counterpoint to this was just like this most annoying team in the game, by the way, with LV, is Blue King, Red Merlin, and Red LV Melee with a Red King backline. Why is that the most annoying team? Because literally, it's Kingbram with LV Ulti Rush. It's toxic.
You said Red Merlin, Seka?
Oh my god, Red Merlin is so toxic. You have no idea.
I pulled too many Red Merlins on this recent banner. That's music to my ears, man.
And the reason it was so popular is because they came out with a couple of banners and they had a lot of Red Merlins on them, right? So everybody had like a decent ult level Red Merlin. And then she was also a coin shop unit for a week or two. And you could buy like 2 copies for like 20 coins each. And like, oh, okay, I'll just do that. And now I have a 6/6 Red Merlin. Brr.
I'm gonna have to talk to you about that later. You guys send me the strats, okay?
So it's toxic. So I'll just toxic. Okay, so the team I'm gonna run though is I'm gonna call it Crit Yeet. I'm gonna run like Red Demon. Oh, sorry, what is his name? LV Melee with Death Pierce. W.
6/6, by the way.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for 6/6 Death Pierce. We're going in for it, right?
You are.
If you haven't seen what LV does with Death Pierce, it's really funny. And now we're on Red Merlin because fuck them bitches. I don't care. I'll do it. And the last unit I'm going to use is probably Valenti.
Yeah, see, I was going to say that. For Kingbram, I've been using King Bralenti. You take out Gother for Valenti, and that's something you can do with Lost Vein as well. You just take out Gother, so you run like Lost Vein, Valenti, King, Merlin. Because like her resistant, like her passive is just so good. And then she has defense down and attack down. She's just like one of the best supports in the game.
Yeah. And a lot more people are going to be running King. So a Valenti ulti with a defense skills down, 1-shots every time. So once that's down, then you can just drop a CC and you're like, hey.
What are you going to do, Lumi?
I would Lost Vein Melee with 3 more.
3 more?
He's the best. I don't think he...
It doesn't matter.
He will,
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
Right.
But I don't like King at all. I never used King, Blue King.
Me and you, anti-fairy gang.
I'm Fairy King. I don't like
Fairy
King because I
King
think he's toxic. Too much toxic for the game. I hate King so much. I hated Gother too, but now I'm using him in trying to understand the character and trying to put him in my formations. But Blue King is, for me, is that toxic unit. Maybe if they delete him from the game, I will not.
That's why Easton is one of my favorite units, because it literally is a counter to Blue King. It finally happened.
But I know that Lost Vein will need him. We'll need him so much because of the cleans. Lost Vein melee is easily can be stopped by Gother because of the attack seal. So yeah, I think that I use him with Lilian, maybe Golfer, Lost Vein Melee, and my Arthur. My Arthur is amazing. When he comes from the sub, he destroyed the game. I love Arthur.
So Seatin, after hearing that, now what do you want to do?
Sorry, what was that, Seka?
What you said? Oh, Seka, what do you think is when meta's on JP? So I answered, and now you have to tell me what you think. What you're gonna do now?
Golfer.
Oh, I don't know. I think it depends on like who's dominant at the time. Like the more I think about it, the more I'm just gonna have to see like what people are running. But if it was right now, I think I'd maybe have a little bit of fun with like Lost Vein Meliodas, Melascula, and also Red King on the front. But I don't know how he retaliates when there's like a heavy Pierce meta. Like if Blue Demon Melee like gets lucky, can he burst him down before like Lost Vein can retaliate? Is there a way to set up a particular play that gets him down? So yeah, I'm just not too sure, just because I didn't play in that meta where he was just in there without Goddess Liz.
Right. So picture being able to lifesteal like crazy, and you almost always get crit when Blue D Melee uses his attack card. And because you get crit,
no.
it works out. And the rest of your team's open.
Oh yeah, I forgot my Slater. 6/6 Slater is amazing to counter King, counter Golfer. I forgot him.
You got your
SR Slater.
I
would
Red
always-
Slater.
Oh yeah.
All right. So we're an hour and 3 minutes in. I have one more topic, and the last topic, which I think is very important for all of us to talk about, is what do you think we need on global? Like, what would be? There's will be a lot of things we can talk about here, but the first thing we're going to talk about is what do you think the best mode or the best game mode that would add to global first? That would be very, very cool.
Guild Wars.
A pergunta é o que a gente tá querendo aqui pro global, o que a gente tá esperando, o que a gente quer de sistema, de qualquer coisa assim que possa ser lançado, que estamos esperando mais pro servidor global. É a pergunta.
Go
I
ahead.
feel like Guild Wars.
Guild Wars. I would say that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I really
100%.
want something to GVG so we can play together.
It came on JP, but it was what for like the top 16 guilds or whatever. I feel like on global, if they just release it and it's like you match up with whatever guilds in your rank and y'all just go at it, man. And then the next day or however many, once a week, whatever, y'all just go at it. And I feel like that would be like bring a lot of fun to the game.
Yeah, but like makes games fun is the community, right? And then like
Definitely.
playing with like 29 other people, talking every day with 29 other people to take down other guilds. Man, that would make the game so fun. Shout out to Dishonor, by the way. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Hey, Dishonor rank 3, just letting y'all know.
Man,
I'm
that's,
sorry.
rank one
Our
for
newest
20
guild
Scummo.
is #1, so get on my level.
Wait, you said what?
Yeah, Simply Casual is part of the Waifu Alliance, by the way.
What ranking are we talking about though?
#1 guild in Guild Wars.
Oh, we're
I'm
talking
I don't
combat
think they have
class.
anywhere close to the highest knighthood score.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. So after that, do you think that the dev team on global has been given enough free reign to do global first content in the future?
I don't think they have. I don't think it'll happen.
It won't happen, but that'd be so cool if we had like global OC characters exclusively or just, global exclusive content. That'd be cool, but they're just playing it by the books, just copying and
Yeah.
pasting patches.
I
really don't think they will make something exclusive for global too.
I hope they do. Like with the success of global, I'm hoping that they start getting more, but I don't know if they have any free reign right now. But if they start getting free reign to do some global first content, that would be really exciting.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Okay. So
Because we're like in the shadow of Japanese version, like, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
they make so much more money, so
because of that, what type of global first thing would you like to see in the future? Like, what would be a thing that you would like to see? Could be a unit, could be a game mode, could be content for like just a collab, whatever. What would you like to see on global first before Japan?
Demon Slayer collab.
Right?
Yeah, that's my
Demon
first pick.
Slayer. Demon Slayer would be nice.
That would be
Would be
fun.
great.
First pick. With the
I
movie
really
coming
wanted
out,
a tournament system, maybe, so we could make some tournaments in live stream, so people can enjoy themselves together with some prizes, like Epic 7. Don't know if you guys already play Epic 7, but you can make your own tournament, so people can join in your room and play, fight each other. You can watch their battles and commentate.
that sounds so cool. Yeah, that sounds
Yeah,
really
that
cool.
sounds
I
really
didn't know
Oh,
Epic 7 had that.
yeah,
Yeah, they had that.
I think I would want to see a unit that would be really like a free to play unit that we would get. We would all get, not like they would only on global. Hashtag RIP Green Lilia. And that would be a really fun thing to just see on global, but not on JP, because that would be a unit that we'd all be able to play. We'd all be able to try out, and a unit that could be relevant in PvP and both PvE, but not like top tier, but definitely mid to high top tier.
Yeah, I love that idea actually, because like JP got to play with Green Lilia for a bit when it was free, and then so like, what if Global gets their own like 6/6 unit? That'd be fun.
Yeah. Or like red. Imagine if we got like red Halloween Melly for free. It's 600 Halloween Melly.
The worst SSR in the game.
I know. Not like this.
Yeah, time flies, dude. It's almost October, and we started Grand Cross Global in March, huh?
Oh, I was gonna tell you this, Spam. I don't think Easton's coming because Halloween will come before Easton comes. I'm just saying.
Let me tell you something. Seka. Why did we get New Year's costumes in summer? Why does next week? Why are we getting firework tickets next week? Have you guys
Aren't
seen
they?
those yet?
Aren't the New Year's costumes like the guaranteed Demon Spawn costumes, or the different ones?
I have
Or those
no
for the
clue,
Demon
man.
Melly?
I
Do you
feel
know?
like they're just tossing stuff out there randomly, man.
Yeah, they just dropping handling for us.
So the reason that we got the red Escanor costume with him, very simple. It's a super simple one. It's called money. They wanted the money.
True.
And they said we got to release some outfit.
Yeah. I mean, they can't release Escanor with no other outfit. They gotta get something cool, right? So they make money on it. And like, what other time is Escanor's outfit gonna be for sale where it's gonna be hype, right? So it'd be now or never, right?
Do you feel like they've left like too many units a little bit too late for global? Like maybe the movie collaboration units. Like I'm looking at some of the
They didn't skip them.
units that. What were you gonna say?
They didn't skip the movie collab units yet. They're in progression. They should come like around the same time as Esterosa and Derir. Like they came right before, right after. Yeah.
That's right. I thought they came sooner.
The
When
thing
did
they did
Halloween
skip is
come out?
Halloween. That's why the progression's so weird. Like the Halloween
Okay.
event was a massive fucking like 2-3 week event. So that was like a huge time suck like out of the game. So like, hey, we take that out. Oh look, Escanor's here.
Red Escanor.
So yeah, I tried to bring that up last podcast, but like there's so much they took out of global that there was event based on the time of the year. That was the short version of it. That's why a lot of things seem fast too. But that's it for the questions of the podcast. Clap,
Yay.
clap, clap. Good job. All right. So everyone in chat, thank you for coming out to the podcast. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Everyone, Lumi, thank you for translating for Brazilian.
No problem, man. Thanks so much for
Is-
inviting me.
I like the added flavor of Brazilian chat here too. That was
Brazilian accent.
all right.
Brazilian chat was going wild, man. It was
Oh,
fun,
on the
fun
wall.
watching.
It was definitely fun to watch. That was cool.
There's so many Brazilians in the chat, man.
Yeah. Seatin, thank you for coming this week. We missed you last time. It was good.
Why? Thank you very much for having me on.
Next time we'll make sure to buy Alex coffee and Kabuki. Where you at?
We'll bring our daily here next time.
All right. So thank you guys for watching. Have a great night, guys. Bye.